Well, we're here to talk about Grace Conference. Now, let's talk about Grace Conference. Grace Conference. Why did you decide to have a conference first titled Grace Conference?
Thank you very much. I really love the questions that you're asking me. You know, like I said, in Acts chapter 20, verse 24, Paul tells us that the message that he was preaching is called the message of the gospel of grace.
Okay.
And every believer agrees with me that according to the scriptures, Ephesians 2, 8 and 9, we are saved by grace through faith in Christ Jesus. So that means salvation is by grace. Titus chapter 2, verse 11, he says that the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men, teaching us, denying ungodliness, worldly lust, and live soberly and upright life in this present age. So, one, salvation comes by grace. There is no man that can claim he's saved by Jesus Christ and not by grace. Even law preachers that preach the law are saved by grace. So anybody that have been saved by Jesus, it's by grace. So preaching the message of salvation is actually preaching grace, because it is grace that saves. And again, Titus 2:11, like I said, it says grace is the bringer of salvation. And again, it says that it teaches us to deny ungodliness. The NIV says that teaching us to say no to ungodliness. So the Methodist Church I think one of their department, they have a slogan: say no, then they respond to ungodliness. It is grace that teaches you to say no to ungodliness. That means to live a soberly upright life, you need the teaching of grace, so that the grace message will teach you to say no to ungodliness. Again, in First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 10, the Apostle Paul gives us a secret. He says, "I'm the least of all the apostles, yet I labored more than all of them. Yet not I, but the grace of God that was with me." So Paul gives us a secret that, I didn't write 2/3 of the New Testament for no reason. It is because the grace of God was with me, and he labored more than all the apostles. And he says, it's not me, it's the grace of God that was with me. So that means grace brings you salvation, grace teaches you to live for God, and grace empowers you to do what God has asked you to do. So if this is what grace is about, then it's a beautiful thing.
Then there's a need for a grace.
Exactly.
Then there's a need for a grace. Now, my